regarding my courtroom experience and the types of cases I've handled. As a lawyer for the nation's largest industrial union with 25 years of legal experience, my courtroom experience spans the civil divisions of state and federal trial and appellate courts throughout the U.S., including U.S. territories. Some of that experience includes my work with a federal court judge and a state court judge, which required me to be in the courtroom each time the judges were on the bench so I could be available to assist them. Some of the experiences have been in appellate courts where I have argued that the trial court judge made mistakes that resulted in the wrong decision, or that the trial court judge made the correct decision, depending on which side I'm on. Some of the experiences have been in trial courts where I have fought for fairness and the rights of workers for pension benefits, overtime pay, even free speech about bad employers and working conditions, among many other matters. I've worked on cases that have involved sexual harassment and sometimes assaults, where someone was hesitant about continuing with the case because they did not want to relive the details of their experiences. I've worked on cases where people who are transitioning have been unable to access showers and bathrooms and they feared for their safety. I've worked on cases where people have been threatened and fired because they stood up to an employer's unfair policies and practices. I worked on a case where someone's professional license was revoked without due process, and it directly impacted their ability to earn an income. And you can see that my legal career has been dedicated to and all about fighting for fairness. Regarding the types of alternative sentencing that I might impose, a judge dispenses justice. And I believe that that must include sentences and conditions that increase the likelihood for reform and rehabilitation. A judge must consider the attainment of all the goals of punishment when sentencing and not just focus on retribution. First and foremost, sentencing, even alternative sentencing, must be in accordance with the law. I'd have to consider the things like the type or the nature of the crime, mitigating factors, prior criminal convictions, risk of employment loss, the impact on family or personal obligations, whether the person has shown empathy or remorse, whether they're a threat to public safety, whether they have family or community support, and possibly restitution based on the ability to pay. And I also have to consider the court's ability to monitor compliance, among other relevant considerations that could be raised. The Allegheny County court system has been in the forefront of creating vehicles for alternative sentencing with our mental health court, veterans court, drug court, just to name a few. The sentences typically include things like treatment, probation, community service, restitution, or fines.